happens right now.
Brace yourselves for a big 35th anniversary storyline. The EastEnders boat party's in full swing tomorrow, but things turn sour and everyone's lives are in danger. A very special sneak peek for you right here next. Then, Who Wants Mark Dead? Our spooky thriller Pale Horse continues.
Để con tim của anh mãi trở về ấm.